This incident happened around 15 years ago when we had just moved into a quiet suburban neighborhood in Pennsylvania. It was a peaceful area surrounded by tall trees and old-style houses. Everything seemed normal except for one house at the end of our street. That house had been abandoned for as long as anyone could remember. No one lived there, no one visited it, and yet it never felt empty. From my bedroom window, I could clearly see the upper floor of that house. Every night without fail, around 2 a.m., a faint yellow light would appear in one of the windows. At first I ignored it, thinking it might be some electrical issue or maybe someone occasionally visiting the property. But the strange thing was, no car ever stopped there, no door ever opened, and no one was ever seen going inside. One night I decided to stay awake and watch carefully. As the clock hit 2 a.m., the light appeared again. But this time, I noticed something different. There was a shadow moving behind the curtain. It wasn't random. It felt like someone was walking slowly back and forth. My heart started beating faster. I tried to convince myself that it was just my imagination, but deep down, I knew something wasn't right. A few days later, I was coming back home late at night. As I walked past that house, I felt an intense urge to look up. I don't know why, but I did. And what I saw made my blood run cold. The window was open and a figure was standing there. It looked like a woman. Her hair was long and messy, covering most of her face. In her hand, she was holding something that looked like a candle. The flame flickered, but her body remained completely still. I froze. For a moment, it felt like time had stopped. Then suddenly, she tilted her head slightly as if she had noticed me. I couldn't see her face clearly, but I felt like she was staring directly into my soul. I quickly looked away and rushed home without turning back. That night I couldn't sleep. Around 3 a.m., I suddenly woke up to the sound of something breaking. I turned on the light and saw that the glass on my table had shattered on the floor. I was shocked. The window was closed. The door was locked. So how did it break? As I stood there trying to understand what had just happened, I heard a faint whisper near my ear. It said my name. I panicked and ran downstairs to my parents. They thought I had seen a nightmare, but when they saw the broken glass and the small cut on my foot, they became worried too. My mother told me not to sleep alone upstairs anymore. For the next few days, everything seemed normal until one night something even more disturbing happened. I woke up to the sound of footsteps inside the house. Slow, dragging footsteps coming from the stairs. I held my breath and listened carefully. The sound came closer and then stopped right outside my room. Then the door slowly creaked open. I saw her. She was standing there in the doorway, the same woman from the window. Her face was still hidden behind her hair, but this time I could see her feet. They were wet, as if she had walked through water. She slowly raised her hand and gestured for me to come closer. I screamed. My family woke up immediately. My father turned on the lights, but there was no one there. However, something was there, on the floor. Wet footprints, starting from the stairs, leading all the way to my room, and then disappearing. The next morning, we asked our neighbors about that abandoned house. What they told us made everything worse. Years ago, a woman had died there under mysterious circumstances. Some said she was burned, others said she drowned in her own bathtub, but everyone agreed on one thing. After her death, strange things started happening. People heard footsteps, whispers, and sometimes saw her standing in the window. After that day, we stopped looking at that house. We avoided it completely, but it didn't stop because whatever was in that house had already seen me, and once it notices you, it doesn't let you go. Even today, after so many years, I still wake up sometimes at exactly 2 a.m. with the feeling that someone is standing near my bed, watching me in complete silence, and sometimes I hear that same whisper again, calling my name.